Alright guys, welcome to IG8Live Esports. Today we're live with L2S F2 Esports League for round 7 of 15 for the Hungarian GP. As usual, we're on with our one-shot qualifying, and then we're going to get straight into the 50% feature race and then 50% sprint race. So on through one-shot qualifying right now. Let's see who we're following on with. Looks like we're currently on with Wayne Bennett at the moment. So just one lap around the track here, and let's see what our starting grid is going to look like. Looks like we got about 18 drivers in the session. The senior already out of qualifying here. So let's see how the rest of the grid is progressing on through here at the moment. I'm going to try and switch on through. Just let's see, at least get one driver to finish off with a lap here, if you can get on board with someone and have a look on how that is going here at the moment. So it does look like just a little bit cloudy actually with conditions on track. At the moment, I'm not sure if there's going to be any rain in either of these sessions, but hopefully for the drivers they're not going to, because this track is a bit tough when it does start to rain here. But we'll see how that session goes on through. So it looks like Royal Harvey is currently having a pole position up going there. I'm not sure, but we'll see about that as everyone gets across the line here in just a bit right now. And let's see how that grid finishes through. I think we got a few disqualifications, and looks like Royal Harvey has a 127.3 with Dicuna 127.5. Laurentico Speech 127.8. So some pretty competitive lap times with those 128s and 129s there. I think it should be quite an interesting start. Not a very long run getting down into turn 1 here for the Hungarian GP. So it's going to be interesting to see how the first turn goes, and if we're going to have a lot of contact happening. So let's see what the starting grid looks like. Royal Harvey starting on pole for MP Motorsport, and Dicuna starting in second. Laurentico starting third. Bollocks is going to start fourth. Ian starting 5th for Carlin Motorsports, and we got John Banter in 6th, Callum in 7th, Jay Sart starting 8th, GTF Fanatic starting 9th, Wayne starting in 10th, we got South starting in 11th, Ace vs King in 12th, we got Chemo there in 13th, Slayer in 14th, Infamous starts 15th, Frenzy starting 16th, Decinio starting in 17th, Spooner starting there in 18th. So a few drivers without time, at least 4 of them without, and yeah, most of our drivers had some pretty competitive lap times in it. So let's see how the 50% feature race here is about to go. I remember the 50% sprint race is going to be a top 10 reverse grid start, so that should be interesting to see as well. So let's get on to the feature race first and see how that goes through. Alright guys, here we go for the start of the 50% feature race. Let's see who gets a better run down to turn 1. Royal Harvey starting on pole. Let's see if Deacon is going to get a good go on him getting down. And so far so good. Seems to be pretty close between our top few cars. I got cars all over the track going through turn 1, but I don't see any major contact so far. Seems like everyone's gotten through pretty well. Oh, we do have some contact down in the back. Someone is off track and spinning around. I think AC vs King might have been involved there as well, as he's falling down the order right now. So at least a few cars had a bit of a major incident down in the back. We're going to definitely have some pit stops happening on that account there. Elementary getting actually pretty close. Already got up to second place ahead of Bollocks there, so he's trying to take that way. John Banter up into P3 right now and trying to hold on to that away from JSR, who is currently in P4. And seems we're getting away pretty well, but they're kind of leading on. What happened to Royal Harvey, our race leader? I'm not sure. He might have had some contact getting off of turn 1, or maybe lost the grade, and I'm not sure, because he's down all the way down to 18th at the moment there, so he's all the way down at the back. He was involved in some sort of incident so far continuing on through. So Deacon continues to lead on lap 1 of 19. Laurentier in second, John Banter in third, J Sarge goes fourth, Ian currently in fifth, and Callum there sixth going on through. Let's have a look what's happening with Disinio and Infamous down at the back here. I see Disinio is off track just a bit, trying to avoid contact probably. It does seem to have just a bit of damage on his car though, as they continue on to go through here at the moment. Most of the race seems to be getting away pretty well. Let's see what's happening with Saf here and Infamous. Infamous getting pretty close behind. I see Spooner and Slayer, I think, fighting it out down at the back for P10 right now. They're going side by side through, and Slayer seems to have the inside, sorry, and he goes through up into P10. That's Spooner down to 11th, and someone falling down the order. I think that's Callum falling down to 14th. So I'm not sure what's happening down at the back there. I know someone is slipping. That's Royal Harvey into the pits. He might have taken damage on that race start there. And let's see what's happening. So Slayer still currently in 8th. Distinguished trying to get up into 9th place here right now. And following on with the battle in front of him with we got Slayer, we got GTA Fanatic, and Infamous fighting it out, all for P6 or P7 I think that is. Actually for P6, because Infamous is in 6th there. I'm going, and we got, this thing is following. Let's see where he is. So GTA Fanatic running in 7th. He's trying to get up ahead of Infamous there in 6th. Of course, he does have Slayer in 8th and trying to catch up as well. So he's going to have to be a bit careful about that. So a bit of a close gap between most of our cars going through. And GTA Fanatic is up into 6th place already. And he's made that up, and he's trying to keep that as much as he can. Slayer getting past, but he's trying to get past Infamous for 7th place at the moment. But Infamous trying not to lose another position. So let's see where he is. At the moment, we got Destino trying to get past them there as well. He's up into 8th at the moment, going side by side, I think, with Slayer there, and might have had a spin. Yep, Slayer does have a spin, losing the race just a bit, getting off that final turn. And he's trying to get back going there right now. Destino up into 8th, and he's trying to get a move done on Infamous on the outside. So he's kind of forced to take it on the outside right now. Let's see if he can switch it around and take it on the inside of turn 2 to go on ahead, and does do so. Gets up into 7th place already though, and puts Infamous down a position. So doing pretty well so far for him. Ian still running in 4th there. Deacon still continues to lead the Hungarian GP. Oh, and that is the senior into the wall, losing his front wing. He's going to have to do a pit stop with that. That's going to cost him quite a lot of positions, as he's falling down all the way to 14th already, and has Frenzy, his I think his teammate, coming up on him here right now. So not having too good of a race there, as he's falling down all the way down at the back. Let's have a look what's happening out front with Laurentier and Deacon here. So these two are actually still pretty close together, but not close enough to get an overtake done as yet. His gap is just about half a second and starting to drop a bit under that, as we have J Sart with his penalty. He got it about a lap ago, I think. And let's have a look what's happening the rest of the field down at the back here. So cars spreading out, just trying to get back a bit closer now. Callum, and I think that is yeah, it's Kimo behind him, and the guy Bollocks in front. So he's fighting it out for 10th position right now. Let's see if he's able to keep as close as he is at the moment. He is actually able to do. He's trying to take it on the inside a bit. We got a yellow flag in sector 1. Somebody's off right now, and I think Royal Harvey is out of the race. He's at a DNF, and that might be a VSC. I'm not sure. And yep, it is a virtual safety car for that incident there, because he is still on track, so it's going to be absolutely no overtaking for at least about 20-30 seconds until we can get his car cleared off track. So everyone's just going to have to go on pause with the race battles for just a bit as we continue on through here right now. So Royal Harvey out of the race, unfortunately for him. 17 drivers still remain in here, and that VSC will have to continue on for just a bit until we get all the cars across and safely, and we're able to go back racing again. Should be in just about 10 to 15 seconds more, and hopefully less than that, and we will get back to racing here. But yeah, the grid is starting to get just a bit spread out here. This might just be just about a one stop for most of these drivers here with just 50% race. So DRS back online, and we're back racing again. Track is green, and yep, the Laurentier is actually still pretty close by to Deacon here. He's still going to try and keep the gap under half a second as much as he can. We got Kimo keeping as close as he can to Column for P11 there right now. And Ron Harvey pointing out there, he did lead the race for about 7 seconds, which he did actually, so can't say he didn't actually do that. Not sure exactly how the incident happened in front with him because we did switch on to the back just a bit. Let's have a look what's happening down with Callum and Chemo here in for 11th. Oh, and someone getting a bit off track here right now, and that is Callum getting around. So he's holding on to 10th place at the moment here, but does have Chemo chasing him down just behind. Let's see how close he's going to be able to get as they're going down the pit straight, and he's keeping on the inside, trying to block off an inside overtake at the moment, I guess. So far so good for him, but Laurentier is still keeping very close to Deacon. Is still keeping in that DRS range, but does have John Banter out of his DRS range, so a bit of an advantage for him. Ian trying to catch up as much as he can. He has about 2.7 seconds behind and 2.3 seconds in front to work with, so a bit of a gap on both sides of it. And GTF Onade getting very close right now to Infamous. They're in 6th, and let's see if he's able to get up that position or not. So far, not able to. A gap has gone away from him just a bit. Going back down to Ace versus King and Chemo here for 11. Callum is getting away from them just a bit right now, as the gap is about 1.6 seconds or so. And Ace versus King actually takes a penalty here. So 2 drivers with penalties in this race so far. And Chemo is actually still getting, he's still pretty close by to Ace versus King, but let's see if he's going to be able to get by. Spooner and GTF Onade seem to have switched positions for 7th and 8th there. So just one DNF in the race so far, already 5 laps in. Let's have a look, see what's happening here right now with these two, because Ace versus King is trying to hold off Chemo for 11th position. So far so good for him. Deacon is still doing pretty well out front, trying to keep the gap a little over half a second right now, and trying to keep Laurentier behind as much as he can. Of course, he's still in that DRS range, and we have Chemo trying to take the inside and get around turn 1 from Ace versus King here. Let's see if he's going to get that done. Does seem... Yep, does get it done, but Ace vs King comes back at him on the inside of turn 2 and gets a position back up at the 11th, so puts him back to 12. He's going to have to try that again, but now under pressure from Frenzy, who is coming down in 13th. So he's on the threat of losing another position here, even though he just tried to gain one. Desinio getting the fastest lap down there in 15th after his pit stop and little mishap. Wayne Bennett gets another penalty there now as well, so that's now 3 penalties for drivers so far. Let's see if anything else is going to come in as we continue on down to the end of the session. Laurentier had gotten pretty close for a second there to Deacon, but lost that gap for just a bit. Actually, he's getting back right about there. Let's see if he's going to get a run on him through that pit straight. And looks like Deacon is going to pit right now, which means Laurentier is about to take over the lead of the Hungarian GP, at least for now. Oh, gets a bit of a mishap getting off the final turn. Let's see what Deacon's strategy is going to be here, as he's currently into the pits. Was on the mediums, and let's see where he's going to go now. Because he's, was on the softs, going onto the mediums there right now and getting back out on track. It looks like someone else, quite a few pit stops actually. Pit lane is quite a bit busy right now on lap 7 here, as most of the drivers are getting in. Let's have a look at tires as they are. So there was a bit of a mix of strategies with tires starting for the race. So getting back out, Deacon is now in 9th. Running about 1.5 seconds behind Frenzy there. So Frenzy currently battling with Chemo there for 7th position. The Ranger still leads the race. John Banter running in 2nd. Ian now up to 3rd due to Deacon's pit stop. Vicinio still getting fastest lap. And Infamous running in 5th. Spooner in 6th. We'll see how the rest of the race continues on through, as Destinio is trying to get past GTF Fanatic down the back. Let's have a look at this right now. He takes it on the inside and in turn 2 and does get by. Looks like he's going to get it, but GTF Fanatic might still be fighting it through here right now, as he goes wide and has to settle back for his 13th position. So he's going to have to try and get that overtake done on another occasion again on lap 7 of 19 right now and going through for the feature race. So still looking for a good gap to get by, and if you're not used to it as yet, guys, these F2 cars are a bit slower than F1 cars, so it does seem a bit slower compared to the F1 races we're used to. But still a lot of fun watching these guys drive these cars around the track. And we got a few more pit stops happening out front. Laurentier now into the pits. Ian now takes over the lead of the race. Infamous goes into second with Spooner there in third. Let's see where Laurentier is going to come out, because we have Deacon now. He's getting up a few positions. Where is he at the moment? Getting up to P4 already. And yep, so he's gotten by Laurentier now. So Laurentier has come out back of the pits behind him, right where he was before they both did do a pit stop. So just different positions, but still running behind each other at the moment. And continue on through. Of course, the cars in front of Deacon will have to pit for our first set of tires pretty soon. The gap is about 13 seconds to Spooner ahead, and then Infamous and then Ian leads the race. So we're going to wait to see when they're actually going to do their pit stop. And we do have Ian with a penalty out front, which is going to affect his position just a bit as finishing this race. Let's see how that works out for him here though. So getting on through, let's have a look at the rest of the grid so far. GTA Fanatic and Desinio are actually still pretty close together. So Desinio is ahead in 11, and GTA Fanatic trying to get ahead right now. But he has a gap of about 0.7 of a second at least to work with. On lap 8 at the moment and going, so about to approach that halfway point of the race. And only driver on the softs right now is currently Desinio, and it is a fresh set of soft tires he is running on. So let's see if he's able to catch up to Callum out in front. 1.2 second ahead that gap is, and he's gaining time right now on GTA Fanatic, running there behind him in 12. So he's doing pretty good on that end. Gaps are starting to build just a bit between most of our drivers, I think. John Banter has less than a second between himself and Frenzy out in front. Let's see if he gets a good run with DRS on the pit straight here right now. It looks like he might try for an inside overtake into turn 1, and definitely is going to try and do that. And let's see if he gets it though, because Frenzy might try to come back at him getting off turn 1 here, but not close enough to actually get that done. Does seem, so you'll have to hold it on to 7 for now. Does have J Sarge and Ballers coming behind him. But a few seconds to work with, so still might try to keep his gap to John as close as he can here for now at least. So far so good. Ian still continues to lead the race. They do have to take a pit stop at some point. 8 laps on those mediums so far. They can probably go a bit more on these cars, so we'll see how much more they're able to push on that. So let's have a look at what pit stops are like so far. So far we got Frenzy still has to do a pit stop, as well as Spooner, Infamous, and Ian, who continue to lead the race at the moment. And position changes as we've had them. We've had Spooner getting the most positions so far. We'll see how that changes around when he does do his pit stop here. And penalties, as they are, not too bad so far, except for Ace versus King there having an 8-second penalty. And we'll see how that works. And I think GTA Fanatic has a 5-second. The rest in front of them do have about 3 seconds only. So hopefully they keep it at that point as they continue on through here. So looks like Bollocks and GTA Fanatic have switched position just a bit here. Gap between Spooner and Deacon is now about 10 seconds. So I think that has dropped maybe just a bit there. So we'll see how well those three are carrying on in front, and when they're planning to do those pit stops there. Infamous gets a penalty now as well. So that's going to affect both his and Ian's position at the end of this race. We'll see how the penalties play out when we get to that point. It's just a 3-second at this point. So not too much to worry about, but still just a little bit. It might affect a position or two when we do get across the finish line. We'll see about that. So on lap 10 right now, halfway in the race, and so far we still got Ian leading, Infamous running second, Spooner running in third, but Deacon should be taking over back the lead of the race, with Laurentier go back in second when we do get to the a little further into the race actually, because we know 3 drivers still have to do a pit stop out front, as well as Frenzy there. He's on 9 laps on his I think he did one stop early on in the race, I'm not sure. So we still do have a bit of a gap starting to form between most drivers, but not too far off. We got J Sarge now just about half a second behind Frenzy, actually getting by him here right now on the pit straight. Goes up into 7th. That puts Frenzy down into 8th position. He's still going side by side. Let's see if he's able to get the position back here But J-Star does have the inside and goes around. Goes not really too wide, but Frenzy does seem to be trying to come back at him and trying to get that position back. Even on the older tires, he's still pushing and trying to get through. And Dikunda seems to be gaining some time right now, gaining about 1.5 seconds. A little more than 1.5 seconds actually on Spooner there for the last lap. And he's starting to catch up a bit. So we got this signal into the pits there, and when we're going on to a fresh set of soft tires again. And let's see how that strategy working for him, because he did about 2 softs there so far, I think. Cat Bollocks and GTF Fanatic might be fighting it out for 9th place. Gap is just under a second between the two of them. Also between Laurentier and Deacon, that gap is as usual since the start of the race has been there just under a second, and having the two of them chase each other around the track. And of course it's just the DRS advantage, no overtake available on these F2 cars, so they have to just work with what their car setups allow, and just the DRS advantage if they do get it at that point in the race when they get around there. So Callum now with a 3-second penalty there again as well. Spooner into the pits there right now. That's going to put Deacon up a position here. Let's have a look on how that's working out for him. And Laurentier currently fighting it out for P3 now, as we still have Infamous and Ian yet to do their pit stops here. Bollocks does seem to have quite a big of a gap behind. Let's see how that works out for him, as GTA Fanatic is still trying to get by him here right now, back for 9th place at the moment, as that battle is going to continue on through for just a bit more. On lap 12 right now and going, Ian and Infamous has about 2.8 second gap between the two of them. Of course both of them still have to pit, but they're going to have to continue their fight after that pit stop. They have about 17 seconds right now, with Laurentier in 3rd, and Deacon something has happened to him because he's fallen down to 6th position right now. Let's have a look, see if he has any damage here to this car. Doesn't have any damage, but maybe he had a bit of a mishap and has fallen down a few positions, and that's going to cost him the lead of the race there right now. So Laurentier has an advantage of getting a pole position for the Hungarian GP feature race. Let's see if that's going to work out. 5-second penalty for Ian for speeding in the pit lane. Both he and Infamous are currently into the pits right now. That's going to put Laurentier up into the lead of the race here right now as he gets around. And we already have Infamous coming out, so going to be a bit close between the two of them. Maybe, let's see. No, actually, no, he's not coming out as yet. So that's in Laurentier taking back the lead there of the race now, because we have Deacon down into 6th, and he would have been taking over the lead. Yeah, did not had a bit of a mishap down in the back. So let's see what's happening here right now. Who's coming in second is going to be John taking over 2nd place. Ian takes over P3 right now, with Infamous going P5. J Sarge goes into P4, and it's quite a close gap between the two of them as they're still fighting it out for that position. So Infamous looks like he's gotten past J Sarge, but they're still fighting through actually. J Sarge is still coming back at him, takes back 4th position. Let's see if he's going to actually be able to hold on to it, as Deacon is coming into that battle a bit as well, behind Infamous there. So J Sarge still continues to hold on to P4, and Infamous there in 5th. Deacon running 6th still. So let's see how this continues through, because we got a yellow flag. Someone's off in sector 1 right now. I'm not 100% sure who that is at the moment. Let's get back on the overhead view and have a look at what's happening. So a bit of a gap between our top 4 cars there right now, but J Sarge in a bit of a battle with about 3 cars behind of him, 2-3 cars behind of him. So he's gonna have to be a bit worried about that. I think just 2 cars actually, but mostly worried about Infamous trying to get by. He's actually having a pretty close gap here right now, and Deacon is trying to get up on that as well. And there goes Infamous on the inside of J Sarge. Might be able to get that position done, but will it stick? We'll have a look in just because J Sarge might be coming back at him. He does take a bit of an inside move and gets around turn 1, tries to hold it on through, and J Sarge has to hold it back into P5 for now. Doesn't make any attempt of trying to get an overtake done, not close enough for get it done. And Deacon is still following along in 6th. We got Slayer about to get by up into 11, gets up a position on Frenzy, because Frenzy does hit a pit stop and gets a position done up on Callum there as well. So that's him into the top 10 at least there. Now, if he does finish 10th in this race, he will get a pole position start for the 50% sprint race coming up just after this. So far so good for J Sarge here, trying to hold it off to P5. Infamous, fortunate for him, he was able to get up into P4. Let's see if J Sarge is going to be able to get it back though. They all do have a penalty here, except for race leader Laurentier there and Spooner in 7th. That's going to put him up a position or 2 maybe. We'll see how that works out. But he is about 6.4 seconds behind Deaconus. He might be just finishing right there. Then we got Slayer there in 10th, no penalties as well. Frenzy, Desenio, we got Saf and as well, no penalties. The only driver still out of the race was Royal Harvey, who's out on lap 1. Ian now takes the fastest lap of the race. He's running on softs, running there in P3, has a gap of about 2.7 seconds trying to catch up to John there in P2. Let's see if he's going to be able to do that. Does have the faster tires, fresher tires as well. Just about 4 laps left to do it though. So when he's falling down the orders, he might have had a bit of a mishap with the rear end. I'm not sure as yet, but so far he is down into 5th place now instead of from 3rd. So lost 2 positions on that account there. So let's see how this continues on through here right now. Has his teammate Deacona coming up behind him. And looks like a switch between Frenzy and Chemo down there for 12th and 13th position, and another penalty for Frenzy. So not looking too well. Well, I think that's his first penalty, probably, I'm not sure. I have to have back a look at that. So going back to Jay Sarge here, he is still under a second behind Infamous, so still gonna have that DRS advantage and trying to keep that gap as close as he can here right now. So continuing on through, Laurentier still continues to lead into lap 15 we are right now. John continues in 2nd and Infamous there in 3rd. Infamous has about a 7-second gap to catch up with, and Jay Sarge trying to keep his gap under a second behind Infamous, hopefully getting a good run on the pit straight and maybe trying to get by. I'm not sure if he's going to get that done or not. I don't think that gap is close enough as yet, as he's lost about 3/10 getting onto that pit straight there. So still going to continue on through that way along with Ian now 1.2 seconds behind. He's trying to break his gap down to catch up. Ace versus King and Desenio a bit close to each other, as well as with Chemo down at the back. Let's have a look at what's happening here. So Ace versus King might be looking to get up a position up into 12 here if he's able. Oh, and goes a bit too wide, locks up a bit and leaves room open for Desenio to come alongside him and fight him for P13 right now. Looks like Desenio might be able to get that position up as they go side by side through on the final turn back onto the pit straight, and let's see who gets a better run down into turn 1. It's going to be a fight with Desenio and Ace versus King as well as Chemo there. So 3 cars wide going into turn 1. And Chemo gets left behind as Desenio and Ace fights it out. And looks like it is Desenio getting out that position. Still side by side though with Ace. And trying to get it. He gets back onto the racing line there though, I think. And yeah, it looks like he's got that position up. Frenzy is out of the race there, by the way. That's his Desenio's teammate, I think. So he is out. Not sure what happened. I think he's retired into the pits. So still a bit of a battle between Desenio and Ace, but so far Desenio holds on to the racing line. Someone spun around there. I think that might have been Callum there. It is actually. Infamous gets the fastest lap so far. He is in P3 and running. Laurentier still leads this race without any penalties at all. So Ace versus King and Desenio still within a half a second of each other and still fighting it out for P11 at the moment. Chemo has fallen back just a bit, about 1.6 seconds behind, so he's gonna have to try to catch back up if he can here right now. Wayne running down there in 16th and Sam in 14th. He's about half a second behind Chemo. Let's see if he's gonna be able to get that position up. He might just be able to if he can push just a little bit further here and have maybe a good run through the pit straight at the moment. Looks like he might be able to try an inside move and get that overtake done up into 13, but Chemo goes a bit late on the brakes and looks like let's see who's going to be able to keep that position there. Oh, Oh, and Saf has spun around, so it looks like Kimo is going to keep his position there for 13. It's a bit unfortunate for him. He was getting so close. Might have lost the rear around turn 1. We'll see how the rest of the race continues on as we're on lap 18 right now and going through. Getting back to the front of the grid. We got the Ranger still leading the race here right now. Where is he? At the moment going through sector 1 with John in about 4.1 seconds behind. We're going to go up to penalties right now. So let's have a look on who gained the most positions. Looks like Infamous gained the most positions in the race, and he might be looking pretty good at getting driver of the day here. So let's see how that works out for him. So we're going to keep on to penalties at least for now, going down to the end of the session. So 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 9 seconds for J Sarge, 8 seconds for Ian, 3 seconds for Dakota. Looks like everyone's going to be finishing at least for the top 6 right where they are. 7th will be finishing right there as well as 8th and 9th and 10th and 11th and 12th, because I don't think those penalties for the gaps are going to cause any sort of difference. Even Kimo there in 13 needs to gain just about a second and a half more to try and get a position up, and Saf should be finishing right there as well. I think everyone might be finishing right where they are at the moment. Going on with Laurentier here as he continues to lead this race. We got a close gap between J Sarge and Ian here. Callum down at the back, getting in the middle of the two of them there. And we got Laurentier now beginning the final lap of the Hungarian GP for the 50% sprint for feature race, sorry. And he should be starting 10th for the sprint race, given if he does finish P1 here on pole. As we're continuing on with J Sarge and Ian, still that gap is just right where it is. I'm gonna go on to Laurentier, who's leading here. Already getting into sector 2. And we are keeping an eye to see if anything else is happening between Ian and J Sarge down there for 4th position right now. And now we have Ian with 11 seconds of penalties and his teammate 23 seconds. So I think that's going to be a switch between the Carlin drivers. So we'll see how that works out. But yep, definitely with about 11 seconds of penalties, I think he has the most so far. That might give his teammate an advantage of getting up at least 1 position there. So that'll be a switch between Deacon and Ian. I don't think any other switch unless anything has changed that I haven't seen as yet. But so far so good. As Laurentier is about to go around the final turn here right now. Led for quite a bit of this race, so he's about to go across the line, and he's going to take pole position for the Hungarian GP feature race. And we got John coming around for a 2nd place here right now, and he goes across the line and gets that quite comfortably there. Infamous coming around gets P3. Then we got J Sarge coming around, takes P4. And Ian and Deacon come around, and they might do a switch, and they do. Actually, Deacon goes up all the way to P4, J Sarge down to P5, Ian takes 6, and Spooner is coming around now. He will be taking 7th place at the moment. And let's see where Bollocks is at the moment, coming around for yeah, he's coming around the final turn right now for P8, and actually gets that. GTF Onade come around P9. Does get it so far. Slayer comes in for P10. He should cover that. No penalties for him. Oh, a bit of a switch I think happened. I'm not even sure. No, I think it's fine. Desinio comes around for P11. Gets that. Ace comes around for P12. And then Chemo coming here for P13. Callum finished in 16. Frenzy and Harley Harvey unfortunately not able to finish. So that's Chemo there for 13, and we have Saf coming around. He will be getting 14th, and then Wayne Bennett will be getting 15th position due to both of them having just about 3 seconds of penalties. And he does go across the line. So we'll take one final look at the results for the feature race, and then get straight into our 50% sprint race, which is going to have a reverse grid top 10 start. So we'll have a look at that. Infamous gets driver of the day for the feature race. So good job on him for getting that. Quite a number of positions gained in the race for him. The strategy actually worked pretty well for him that he did start off with there. That's a good points for Laurentier. They're getting P1. John goes second. Infamous goes third with fastest lap. Icona takes 4. J Sarge 5th. Ian takes 6. Spooner takes 7. Bollock takes 8. Slayer 9. GTA Fanatic takes 10th. Destino takes 11th. And Ace vs King takes 12. Chemo takes 13. South takes 14. Wayne Bennett takes 15. And Callum 16. Frenzy takes 17. And Royal Harvey unfortunately takes 18th, even though starting on pole for the feature race. Going down to the sprint race, our top 10 start is going to be GTF Fanatic starting on pole position, Slayer starting second, Bollock starting third, Spooner starts after that, then ENJ start, Deacon, Infamous, John Banter, and Laurentier will start there in 10th, 11th onwards will start right where they are, and yeah, we're going to head straight into that session now and see how that race start is going to go. Alright guys, here we go for the start of the sprint race, and see they're off. Let's see how they that's gonna actually go here right now. So a bit of a close call on this one. Let's see, about 4 to 5 cars going wide through turn 1, and everyone seems to get through pretty well. We might have some minor contact between a few cars. I can't really tell here at the moment either. And let's see how that's going right now. Someone driving a bit into the track. That was a bit weird. We have a safety car. Something's happened to someone down at the back, and that's 19 drivers. And I think Angry Orange joined on in. 5-second penalty for someone there as well. The Rentier all the way down to 19th. He might have been involved in a bit of an incident with someone, so not sure exactly what that incident was, but that's going to be a safety car at least for another 2 laps. Yeah, it's going to be a 14-lap race for this sprint race, so let's get our stats back on screen. What we need here, I don't think we need that. Just lap data on. I'm going to take that off for now, and yep. So let's see what changed from the start of the race so far. These are our position changes as they are here at the moment. And looks like Royal Harvey has gained quite a lot of positions on this apparent occasion for this race, all the way up to 9, but does have that penalty to worry about there though. Still gaining 9 positions, not too bad from the start, and still on lap 1 going. We haven't entered into lap 2 as yet, just due to we're following under safety car regulations at the moment until we get all of those debris cleared off track. And that's a 5-second penalty for Laurentier colliding with Angry Orange down at the back, and he's lost 11 positions there, so he's not having a good race on this occasion. Did get a pole position finish on the last race though. Alright, so let's have a look on what else we can see here right now. So everyone currently running on mediums. 5-second penalty for 3 drivers. They'll probably get rid of those when they do their stops. And yeah, let's leave tires on as they are here. So gaps are going to remain as close as they can right now between all the drivers, as we're still under the safety car and going through here right now. So Bollock still continues to lead with J Sarge there in second. Where is he at the moment? Yes, he is out front. And Spooner in third, Ian running fourth once again here. Infamous in fifth, Slayer sixth, Decono there seventh, Ace versus King in eighth, and Royal Harvey getting all the way up into ninth. And where is this Sinyo? He started I think in 11th, and he lost his position down into 12. DJ Fanat down in 13. So a bit of a mix on the grid at the moment, so we're just gonna have to wait until the safety car is ready to go back in. Hopefully at the end of lap 3, because I don't think it's going in on this lap here. So we're gonna have to give that just a bit there and just wait until that is over before we do get back racing here. So it looks like Laurentio has gone onto the soft tires to go to the end of the race, probably on those with, as it's only a 14 lap race. So should be able to hold on to those tires to the end. We'll see how that works out. So safety car still gonna continue on into lap 3. We're about to go here right now for the 50% sprint race for the Hungarian GP for round 7 of 15 so far for L2S F2 Esports. So far so good. Feature race was actually pretty interesting. A lot of good battles in that race going on through, and a pretty good start. Not a good start for Royal Harvey though. He did get knocked out of that race pretty quickly. But fortunate for him, he's gained a lot of positions on this race start so far. So let's see how he continues on through, and if he's able to recover and get some points in for his team at the end of this race here. So still on lap 3 going through. Let's see if we're going to have the safety car go in on this lap, and hopefully we're going to get back to our racing and have at least 11 laps of racing left to work with here. I think we're in sector 2 right now and running, so we have to wait until the cars get around to sector 3, just entering into sector 3 before we can know from race control if the safety car is about to go in or not. So we're gonna have to wait on that just a little bit more, and hopefully it is going to go in right now, because be a bit annoying to go another lap again onto the safety car, as not even a driver. So I think just a bit of debris on track, which has caused the safety car because quite a few incidents on that race start there. So let's see what's going to happen, because I think just about one more turn and we should be getting into sector 3 here. Okay, so there we have it. Safety car is going to be in on this lap, confirmed by race control. So we're about to get back racing. Bollocks is going to hold back the field for just a bit, so that safety car can go on into the pit lane, and then we can safely get back racing here. Everyone's going to be doing a bit of weaving on track just to get those tires back up to temperature, and just make sure they're all ready to go again. As we can see, everyone is quite a bit close, and it's going to be quite an interesting start. I think Bollocks might get the best possible start if he gets a good go and gets away well from J Sarge there, who definitely will try to chase after him as they're getting back going here again. And they're across the line there now, so they can go back overtaking, and let's see how that's going to go on through into turn 1, as he's getting a pretty good run, but not close enough to get an overtake done as yet. That's going on to Ian here, who's having some trouble with Spooner trying to get around on the outside, and I think Infamous trying to get on the inside there. So he has 2 cars to worry about at the same time here. Let's see, still holding on to P3 at the moment. I don't think he wants to let go of that position as yet. And I think Infamous trying to come around on the inside. Spooner down to 5th at the moment. I think he lost the position to Infamous as he was trying to keep his fight going on with Ian for P3. So far so good for Ian, still holding on to P3, but under a lot of pressure right now from Infamous trying to get by, and that gap is actually still pretty close. Royal Harvey looking to get by Ace versus King there for P8 at the moment, and gap is just about under half a second, about quarter of a second. So let's see how that's going to work out for him. Out front, J Sark still about half a second behind Bollocks for the lead of the race, and that's not going anywhere anytime soon, so let's keep an eye on that, see how it is working out. We also got Slayer and Spooner fighting out. So Spooner has fallen back just about a few tenths, and he's having some trouble with Slayer trying to get by for his P5 position right now. Down at the back, looks like Laurentier has gained a position up, and J-Sart still trying to fight it out for the lead of the race. And let's see if he's going to get a good run down the pit straight. Gets a fastest lap, 130.106, and looks like he might take the inside move on Bollocks through turn 1. Let's see if that's going to hold for him. So far so good. It is actually holding true, but Bollocks might try to come back at him on turn 2 on 3, but I should think he has hold it on the racing line for now. And it looks like J Sarge has gotten away with taking away the lead. It goes a little bit wide there though, and leaves a bit of room open, but still able to keep on with the lead and continues on through. Ian is still running in P3 at the moment, and Gap is still getting back even a bit closer out front. Let's see if J Sarge is going to be losing the lead or not here. Not sure. Roller Harvey getting pretty close to Ace versus King here. He's going to try and get by up into P8 if he can here right now. GTA Fanatic getting a position up on John Banter down there for P12 as well. As Ron Harvey does have a penalty, and he's still trying to fight it through with Ace versus King for that position. And J-Star is still holding on to the lead of the race, trying to get a bit of a gap going out front now as well. A yellow flag in Sector 2. Someone's gone off for just a bit. That might be, I'm not even sure who that is actually. So it might be GTA Fanatic. They are having some problem. He might have spun around. I'm still trying to keep on going. This Sinyo here in P10, he's trying to get by Ace versus King now, because Ron Harvey is starting to pull ahead just a bit. And so is J Sarge out front with the lead of the race there. And let's see how good of a run he's getting down the pit straight right now. He's going to try and go on the inside for P9 right now. It looks like he got that position up. I don't think Ace versus King is going to be able to get back. Try for an overtake as yet. He might have to just close in the gap just a bit more before trying that. Infamous getting very close on the Bollocks for P2, so that might be a bit of a battle going on out front. I'm going to keep an eye on that as it progresses through, because it does seem like that is what's happening. Spooner here trying to fight it with Ian for P4 at the moment. I'm keeping an eye to see how that's going on through, because Ian's still trying to keep up with Infamous there for P3 if he can. And Infamous is getting pretty close on to Bollocks now for P2. So race leader is trying to pull away up just a bit. Oh, Infamous goes a bit wide there. Loses maybe just about 2/10 actually though. Already on lap 6, getting through to halfway of the race already here. Only a 14 lap race, so will be coming to an end pretty quickly. As Deacon seems to be falling down the order just a bit there. I'm not sure what's happening down in the back. And we got Infamous right up to the rear of Bollocks' car, and he might be trying to get by up on the pit straight. Turn takes it on the inside of the final turn, and will have a pretty good run along with DRS advantage, and gets up alongside, gets up into P2. Let's see if he's able to hold the position though, because Bollocks might be coming back at him, but he's back onto the racing line as long as he doesn't go wide. And let's see, Bollocks trying to fight him side by side with this here right now. He's trying to go around the outside, but might actually have to hold it. A bit of minor contact between rear and front wheels there, but nothing too major to cause any incident. Ron Harvey trying to get up ahead into 6th place here right now, so he's gained quite a lot of positions in this race, and trying to get up another position. Does have the Senior chasing him down for a 7th position, but he's much closer to going side by side with Spooner for P6. Let's see what that's working on, because a bit of a mistake can cost him losing a position to the Senior at the moment. Ian's still getting a very close gaps on Bollocks for P3, so he's still trying to fight for that position even with a penalty at the moment. Spooner is still able to hold on to P6 so far in the race, as we have Rolfer trying to take it on the inside here right now. Looks like he might have a better go and gets around that position quite easily. Gets the overtake done. Up into P6 he goes. That's Spooner down to 7th position. The Senior still running there in 8th. He's now going to try and get ahead of Spooner here, and he's about to try and get alongside him on that pit straight, and might try and overtake on Royal Harvey as well. So it looks like he gets 2 position up, but goes way too wide around turn 1. Missed his braking zone there, and he's back down to 8. That's Royal Harvey still holding on to his, oh, he's actually fighting it out with Spooner now for that 6th position. As we're on lap 8 and continuing on through. So let's see what that's going to work on through here right now. We got Deacon in the pits at the moment. Not too many cars with penalties so far, but still quite a few. And we'll see how that shapes up at the end of the race though. John Banter here, he's trying to get by Saf right now for P10. Looks like the Senior Spooner are trying to switch positions down up there as well. And John has some problems because he has Angry Orange in 12th position chasing him down right now. And he's trying to get ahead of a car in front, so let's see how that works out. Oh, and I think Ace might have gone a bit wide, leaving a bit of room open there. But I think John went a bit wide. My bad, what up? Trying to follow on with who we are. Oh, Angry Orange getting much closer actually to Saf for 11th. I think he might have a good run going down the pit straight. Let's see if he's going to get out or not. Actually, not able to get as close as you would expect, so he still has to hold on to that position at least for now. Out front, we got Jay Sart still leading the race there right now. Infamous running in second, Ian running in third with a penalty, and Bollocks running just about 0.2 of a second behind. So he's still trying to get that position up if he can. He was trying to go around the outside, but I don't think he has enough pace to actually get that position up as yet. So he's going to have to hold it on to P4 and just push on through as much as he can. Just keep the position. Keep the gap as close as he can, just hopefully. But he does have a penalty now as well, so that's going to affect him just a bit of getting away with P3 away from Ian with his penalty. So I think that kind of evens itself out just a bit. Going down to Desenio here, chasing down Royal Harvey for P6 at the moment, and I think that's going to continue on for quite a bit until Desenio might be able to get by. We do have someone off track in sector 2 there. We have a yellow flag, and that might be Saf having a spin around there. So he's getting back going right now, but he is in 18th, quite a way back. And that is the senior going up into 6th position, gets fastest lap in the race so far, and gets quite a bit of a gap already started to get going on Royal Harvey there in 7th. Let's get on down to the midfield here, see what's happening for P in 9th right now actually with Ace versus King and John, because he's still trying to get up on the inside to get that position up. Angry Orange has just down by at least a second. Lorenzo down to 12. He's within a second of Angry Orange, so he's going to have some bit of DRS advantage to work with. Let's see if he's able to get a position up or not. We're on lap 10 right now and continue on through. And a bit of a train between a few cars here, at least around the midfield going through. And Angry Orange now gets a 3-second penalty there as well. Kimo down at the back in 16th. He's trying to get a position up on Frenzy for 15th. But Gap is going away from him just a bit. So we'll see how that progresses on through. As we have John is trying to get around Ace here right now, but not able to get that position up as yet. Does have Angry Orange and Lorenzo behind him to worry about, and Angry Orange is under a bit of more pressure actually, because Lorenzo is getting up right up to the rear of him to try and get by. Desenio getting fastest lap there again. He's running 1.5 seconds behind Slayer for P5 right now. Let's see if he's able to get that position or not. As down the pit straight we go, John is trying to get a good run on Ace, and let's see if he's going to get that position up. Goes around the outside, a longer way around. And looks like he might have actually gotten that position up, because I don't think Ace will be able to get around back right now on this lap. And running in lap 11 right now, 14. So we're about to get to the end of this race pretty shortly. And let's see how this is actually working out here. Angry Orange is right behind there as well, coming through with Laurentier there in 12. So a bit of a four-way battle going on for P9 right now. And we got Callum fighting on for P14, I think, with Chemo there. He's trying to fight that down at the back. We'll see how that battle goes on through. As Angry Orange trying to get a little bit closer to Ace versus King here. If he, oh, a bit of a contact between the two of them. I don't know if any damage was taken on Angry Orange's car for that contact there, because it did seem a bit intense on that. So there might be some damage, I'm not sure as yet. We'll see how that goes through. He seems to be fine so far, so I guess it was just a light tap between the cars. Not anything much to cause any damage. And we got Angry Orange trying to take it on the inside. We'll have to go on the outside around the final turn though. Has to hold it back on his racing line for P11. And still trying to keep that position through as we're entering into lap 12 right now. Out front we got J Start still leading this race. Does have a penalty as well here. And we got Angry Orange trying to go alongside I think Ace right now, going around the outside. Let's see if he gets his position up or not. As here they come right now. Looks like Ace versus King is on the outside going around. And Angry Orange might have gotten that position up. See, Ace is now fighting it out with Laurentier for P11. As Angry Orange gets up that position, and it looks like he's going to hold it on, at least for now. And the senior looks like he's gotten up a position on Slayer there for P5 actually. So he's up another position. Slayer there, unfortunately, for him down to 6, but doesn't have a penalty, so that might actually go his way of getting that position back if he keeps the gap for the next 2.5 laps here. Down at the back we got Wayne Bennett here trying to get around Chemo for P15. Go side by side with him. Let's see if he's getting that position up though. Gap is still a bit about a half a second, so I don't think he's going to get that right away. Let's go back out in front. Infamous trying to get a good run on Jay Sart, and he takes it around the outside. I don't think he'll be able to get it as yet. Goes on the inside right now and tries to cut it through a bit quick and goes side by side with Jay Sart for the lead of the race. And looks like either one of them will have to get this. I'm not sure who's going to get it out in front. And I don't think there was any contact there, but now it's actually pretty close between the two of them. And Jay Sart forced just a bit wide, and he's currently down to second though. Looks like Infamous might be taking away the lead of the race. Coming this point close down to the end. I'll have a look at penalties in just a bit here, because it looks like Jay Sart might not be able to get this position back here right now. He's trying to fight it through, but has to just hold it back in second for now. Not a good point on track to try and overtake here at the moment. I think it's our closest possible gap that we have here at the moment. So let's bring on penalties right now and have a look. It's just 3 seconds between top 4 cars. So that's going to work pretty well. Slayer there will be able to get a position back on Destino once he keeps that gap as close as it is, because with Destino does have a 5-second penalty to work with. Royal Harvey has a 5-second as well, but might be able to keep it on Spooner if he is able to keep a gap over 5.2 seconds, and he has it over 6 seconds right now, so he's doing pretty well on that end. As I think we're about to go into the final lap here right now of the Hungarian GP for the sprint race. And we got Jay Sarch is going to try to get a good run on Infamous. He's trying to cover off the inside and wants to force Jay Sarch around the outside here right now. And that is what's happening. Let's see if he's able to get back on the inside move. No, actually is... he's trying to get side by side with Infamous, but not able to at the moment. He's going to push it on the inside here, and let's see if he gets on through. Forces Infamous just a little bit wide there to try and get that position up, but it's both still side by side. Doesn't really go wide there, but still has to hold it in second. Ian is about 1.7 seconds behind these two. He's looking, he is going to get his P3, but is under pressure right now from Bollocks of losing that position. That's actually a pretty close gap between the two of them. As they're coming behind Jay Sarger, so let's see how that's working out. I think that gap is starting to go away just a bit there as well. And these two still fighting it out for the lead of the race, but looks like it might be Infamous getting the race win here. Jay Sarge did lead for quite a while though. So we got yet a minimum amount of drivers without penalties right now. I think just 4 drivers at the moment without penalties. That's Slayer and Spooner and Laurentier and GTA for another there. And I think we're about to go around the final turn here right now. Infamous is trying to hold on to that lead very, very strongly here right now as J-Sarge was trying to go around a bit. And looks like it's going to be Infamous for a pole position win. And J-Sarge there finishing in second. Ian comes around for P3. Ballas comes for P4. And Desinio gets 6, Ballas gets 5th, Ian goes to 4th, and Slayer goes up into P3 because of penalties as they were. Royal Harvey gets 7th, Spooner gets 8th, and John gets 9th, Angry Orange gets 10th, Ace comes around for, let's see, Ace gets 10, Angry Orange goes down to 12th right now, Laurentier in 11th, so Angry Orange in 12th, and we got GTA for now coming around, no penalties, he's going to get his 13th. And then we got Colin here, but he has 9 seconds of penalty, so I think he's going to be losing this position to Wayne Bennett here. Let's see what happens when Wayne goes across, because Colin is going across the line for P14. I don't think he's keeping. No, he doesn't keep it. Wayne takes away 14. Colin gets 15. Chemo's coming around. He should be getting his 16th position, along with Frenzy getting 17 and Decuna they're getting 18. So that's how that worked out for them. Let's have one last look at the result though before we close off on today's session here. And driver of the day goes to Royal Harvey. Fortunate for him, did have a good race on this sprint race here. Did not have a good race on the feature race, but still made up for it on this one here. So not too bad of a finish for him, getting driver of the day. Let's see who got fastest lap in this session. Alright, so Infamous did get the fastest lap as well as pole position for the race. J-Sarge getting second, did lead for quite a while, put up a good fight for the race window, but that unfortunately could not get it. Slayer there finishing in third, Ian finishes fourth, Bollocks in fifth, Desinio takes 6th, Royal Harvey takes 7th, Spooner takes 8th, John takes 9th, Ace vs King takes 10th, Laurentier takes 11th, Angry Orange takes 12th, GTA Fanatic takes 13th, Wayne takes 14th, Column in 15th, Chemo 16th, Frenzy 17th, Decuna there 18th, and Saab there in 19th. Unfortunate for him. And yep, so that's it guys for round 7 of 15 for L2S F2 Esports. Join us again next week for round 8, and I'll see you guys again on the next stream that we have here on the channel. And don't forget to leave a like on the video guys, and remember subscribe if you're new around here.